What's up, everyone? Welcome to another District Gooner Pod. It's your two favorite DC Gooners. Steven, say hi to the people.
Howdy.
We are back after a longer than anticipated holiday. I'll be honest with you, listeners. I'm sorry for keeping you hanging. I know the boys beat Burnley 3-1 and went on international break. And then next thing you know, we were on holiday and the schedules just didn't sync up. But we're here today and we're back from international break as well. First, I got to say, dude, during this time, the ladies of the Arsenal just keep on winning. And they keep on putting on bangers. They just defeated West Ham 3-0 at the weekend, and Beth Mead was back. Apparently, she's been out for like 400 days, and yeah, she returned from injury. On her return, she gets a brace, so the ladies are firing.
Damn, okay.
Now, I'll tell you what, actually, one thing about the ladies is they'll have 2 games in the middle of December, and then they're off until the second half of January. So we wish them luck, and yeah, we'll be covering their games. But let's turn our attention to the league leaders, title contenders,
top of the league,
best defense in the league, Mikel Arteta's Red Army. 1-0 to the Arsenal away at Brentford, and we go top. Dude, vibe check. How you feeling, man?
Great, man. It's funny, there's a lot of chatter of, man, we don't look as good as last year. What's going on? Top of the league, and we're heading into December top. So vibes are good. How about you?
Vibes are good, dude. I'm feeling really good. I'm excited about December. The next episode we'll be recording will be in December. It's the best month to be a football fan. I feel like there's a game almost every day. If there isn't a game every day, it's gonna be a game within 3 days. So I'm really excited about everything that's on the horizon, and I'm feeling good too, man. I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, big December. A lot of games coming up. A lot. I think there's 7 in the Prem. Obviously, we have a few champs coming up too. Gonna be a lot.
Yeah, Champions League game actually on the day that this drops. So hopefully we can clinch that group. That will be pretty cool. But hey, let's talk about the Brentford game. Walking out of there with the 3 points, late winner. I think there's 4 kind of main talking points for me, at least, coming out of that game. Ooh. The first one was Declan Rice. What a player. Would anybody else anticipate that, dude?
Player. Bro. What a player. I remember early on we had a discussion. It was like we had a question, and we kind of the way we posed it was, is Declan Rice going to be this Vieira type player? Is he kind of this game-changing player for Arsenal? Is he going to lead us to the direction we're going to go? I think so, man. It's early in the season, but he's holding it down for us constantly. I mean, without him, we'd be in the mud. And Thomas Partey, love him. He played great last season. The first quarter of the season, whatever he was fit for. But Rice just seems to have a different level to him. He's dragging us through the mud. It's like he sees what's going on and is like, nah, I can fix that. Shout out holes. But Rice is the man.
Dude, yeah. Hey, is it crazy to just say that, 20 games we've had, I think, this season? And I just feel give him the captain's armband.
Dude, it's crazy. He's that guy. He's that dude.
He's that dude, man. The other talking point was Aaron Ramsdale.
Oof. And you hit me with a high, then you hit me with a low. Oh, man.
I had to, dude. I had to. It's the main It's one of the main talking points coming out of it. I'm trying to decide what's dumber in this sort of mainstream media talking points when it comes to Ramsdale versus Raya or is it Arsenal's lack of attacking power? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, which one is a worse talking point right
Which
now?
one is it?
Hey, will we see Ramsdale in an play for us again, do you think?
You know what? I think we will. And it's the next time we play Brentford. and FA Cup. I'll throw that in there. That's probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the cup. But man, that was rough. That was a rough game for him. It's like hard to watch. Like I was cringing a little bit. The first mistake, and I'm not going to talk trash or anything, but it's not something we haven't seen, right? We've seen it before. We've seen it from him, and we've seen it from Ryan. That's just an Arsenal keeper type of thing. But that second one, that throw, that was absolutely rattled, man, because he's full force throwing that thing, and last second's like, nope, he pulls out like, just let it fly, baby, just let it fly. At that point, if you lose it, you lose it. Who cares? But when you throw it down into the ground, no, he was rattled. You felt bad for him. End of the game, he's obviously not happy with himself. You know, he's on top of the ball. They blow the whistle. He lets out that big puff. It's like, man, poor Ramsdale. I felt bad for him. What was your take on him?
I was sad. I was sad for him, dude, because like so much is going through his head, and he's clearly just not in a good headspace, and he's trying to do so much. I don't think his dad is helping the situation in any way.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big talking point. I don't think he was. I can't imagine he was happy with that. Like, your dad coming out to fight your battles as a grown man. Like, that's not cool. Like, dad, pipe the fuck down. Come on.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was so strange. I think, and did he know about the interview, for example? Like, did he know his dad was going to go on the podcast and talk this? Is it to help him get a move on? Is it that, part of me feels for him because he was on such a high and obviously had his eyes set, I feel like, on the international job, and now he just loses his club job. But then to just have your dad going and out there and having these conversations doesn't help. And I'm sure, like, that for me that's a no-no with Mikel. And I just feel like that's a bad thing, dude. Oh, yeah.
I think that's for sure. So obviously, you've seen the chatter about the interview after the match, when they're asking Arteta about it. It's like, the relationship's obviously been a little tattered. And I assume that is from his dad's interview. You don't let that stuff out of the clubhouse. You just don't. I mean, that's anywhere you go. You don't let that kind of thing out of the clubhouse. Talk about getting everybody on the boat. We're going this direction. It's been a big thing of getting our team together. Everybody's got to be on the boat. Same plan, same mindset. We're heading this direction. And as we're floating on by, some stragglers over here yelling out there. I think that rubbed him the wrong way. Absolutely. And I assume Ramsdale's not happy about that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because, like, I feel like we move. I don't know if he'll play in the Champions League game. I doubt it. Hopefully we can clinch the group and maybe he'll get one game in the Champions League. That would be nice.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm with you, though. I don't think it's not worth to talk about because Ryer's our number one. Let's back him. I'm with it. I'm going to back him, so.
Yeah, and so before we get into the fourth talking point, I just want to...
Number 3.
Yeah. So before we get to the fourth one, I want to
What's number 3? Oh, you're hitting number 3 right now. Fair play. We've been gone for too long, bro.
Too long, man. Too long. Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. This was one of my biggest takeaways from the game, dude. And I have to ask, like, is Eddie serious?
Elaborate.
Dude, I'm watching this game. This guy comes off the bench. Obviously, we need a goal. And I get it. Like, as a striker, dude, back yourself, right? Was that the right opportunity to back yourself? Come on, bro. I've seen him. You've seen him take that shot in other games.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone in. And I get it that he just had like a 20-yard banger against Sheffield like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Past that, Eddie. I can't believe that. That for me is just like, that behavior is not serious, bro. Like, that's just not serious.
That's the kind of player he is, I think. I think we've seen him do that quite a few times. He is very apt to just go for the hit. Blinders on, I'm going to go. Like, that's his mentality. I find it funny that Arteta is so willing to keep picking him, though. Like, he really backs this dude. Like, I really think he likes him and wants him to become a player for us. But he's the only player I can think of that has that mentality on our team. That has his blinders on. Everyone else, team players playing the ball across, of course. Martinelli, I guess maybe kind of has that proponent to him to go straight at goal. But I'm going back a little. I'm gonna back Nelly a little bit more. Eddie, I just maybe he wants to get his confidence up, take on the shot. Thierry Henry had an interview recently, and he talked about being able to do things, being brave enough to do things. And when you're at home, he's saying, when I was at Highbury, I could just do things, and nobody could say anything to me because I was at home. I was able to experiment. Like, and I guess you could say for Eddie there, like, oh, that's his experiment. It's like, nah, bro. Saka's over there. Pass him the damn ball. 0-0 game. Pass the damn ball. I'm with you. Is he serious? I don't know.
Dude, like, we backed him too. Like, and I still back him.
Hell yeah, we
and
did.
I still back him. Like, Mikel backs him. We back him too. I believe in him in getting goals. I think he can get to double digits. But, I just want him to, like, I don't feel that he understands moments and what they really mean sometimes. And I don't think it's even to get his confidence up, because I think his confidence is up. Your confidence is up to take that shot, bro.
To take the hit.
So,
yeah.
So
he doesn't have that creative side, man. He doesn't have the creative side to him at all. That's one knock we've always had on him. I think he works hard, and he's obviously a fox in the box type player. Love that. But he doesn't have a great touch, and he's not a great passer. Like, those are two big knocks on him. And that's a great opportunity to show us you got some passing, you show us you got some vision. Nah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right, well, I know Eddie. Hopefully, the next time we see him, he'll get on the score sheet. But let's talk about a player who did get on the score sheet, bro. Want to talk about King Kai? That's what the streets are calling him. Dude, a tale of two celebrations when I think about Kai Havertz, right? I think about his celebration against Bournemouth after he scored that penalty, and then his celebration after his goal. And
yeah,
it really shows that he, I think as a player, as a person, he really understands what's going on. Unlike Eddie, but he seems to be up for it, bro. And, we've been backing Kai from the very beginning. I think he's the most underappreciated player in the league right now. And I'm so happy that he scored that goal and he grabbed that winner and he sent Arsenal to the top, dude. What did you think about his performance?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you there. Cool that he came off the bench and did it. I think Trossard had a pretty decent game. Like, he didn't do terribly. He didn't excel. Had a decent game. But for you to come on, grab a late winner, affect things. What's cool about it too is, so international break, you saw he played left back for Germany.
Yeah.
Picked up a goal there, right? So maybe that helps his confidence a little bit. Obviously, he's willing to do the dirty work if he's playing left back. It's like you're saying, he's an underappreciated player. He gets a lot of tackles, wins a lot of aerial duels. Like, he can be a big player for us if we can find those balls in the box to him. Speaking of his goal, we're watching the game and I texted you and I was like, these crosses coming from the corner of the 18 that just keep going out for goal kicks. I think before that we had 2. Do you see where that cross came from Saka? At the corner of the 18. Finally, someone's on the end of one. Shout out Kai, man. Happy for him.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of Saka, that's starting to become his little signature.
Yes, yes, it is. That's why you keep a player like him on the field, man. He has those moments. It's a great ball.
It was a great ball. Other points about the game, for me, not the best performance from our captain Odegaard.
Same. He's been having a tough go, man. I don't think he had a terrible game, but I'm not getting any of those moments of brilliance from him. You know,
Yeah.
Those flashes. Remember last year, a lot of those, he's dummying balls on the sidelines, spinning people out. Just those little moments. He's not doing that. I think maybe that control-based ball, maybe Arteta told him to stop doing it. Because do you remember the end of last season when we lost a few balls from him in the midfield and they came down and scored on us? I wonder if that's part of it, man. I think he's lost some of his shimmer.
A little bit, and he came back from the injury, so he's adjusting to a lot. I think Tommy was right back, for example. His first game back. I don't think it's like a huge deal, but it's a different vibe when Tommy's at right back with that right side, just in general. But I do want to talk about Tommy a little bit because I think it's well deserved. I want to big up Tommy. I think this player puts in a 6 or a 7 whenever you call on him, right?
Yeah, man.
Wherever you want him to play. October Player of the Month, and super super happy for him.
Yeah, left back, right back, he can do either one at an elite level, right? His one-on-one defending is absolutely elite. I think he's more comfortable on the ball now. I'm very happy for him, man. He had a rough go. He was injured, right? He had those 2 injuries in a row. He couldn't get on the field. One man goes down in Timber, another steps up in Tommy. So,
yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Timber. I'm glad you mentioned our defense, dude. I was thinking today that our 6 main defenders, Tommy, Zinchenko, Benny, Big Gabby, Willow, and I would even put Jurgen Timber as like a 6 main defender, right? I think those 6 defenders can play for any team in the Premier League right now.
I agree. Top.
On the Odegaard point, just really quickly, something I personally want to see is Kai Havertz and Odegaard swapping positions. Do you think that it's worth putting Kai at the right 8 and moving Odegaard to the left 8? I just wonder, he's passing, him releasing Martinelli might be just a little bit different and could bring him into the game a little bit more. And and I like Kai on the right side. That seems to just be suiting him a little bit more. Any thoughts from you?
Yeah. No, my initial thought is no. Let's just ride it out. But you know what I wouldn't hate is if they swapped mid-game. Wingers swap all the time. Why can't you swap left and right? Your 8s. Why not? I wouldn't mind that at all. Give a team a different look. They obviously have different playing styles completely. So to that point, maybe. But hey, that's not my call.
Yeah, no, that's fair, dude. That's fair. I did think actually when Kai came on, he was kind of playing on the right side a little bit more initially. But anyways, anything else you want to talk about on the game itself? Oh, actually, speaking of 8s, so Trossard got the start at the 8,
yes,
and Jesus was up top. What did you make of that?
I think it's a decent game. Nothing too flashy. I think you saw some of those moments, kind of like Vieira-esque. You could tell he's obviously not a dominant player. He got beat up a little bit in the midfield on a few challenges, but unlike Vieira, I think Trossard's a class above him. So had moments of brilliance, had flashes, of course. There were some duels, I think, where he got outmatched. But in a game like this, where Brentford's sitting back, low block, I think it was obviously the choice was to try to get another offensive player on the field that can break it down. And Trossard, I think, can do that. I'm not surprised he got the start because he's been playing well. He's been playing really well for us.
Yeah, and speaking of Vieira, actually today news broke that, one, he wasn't in the Champions League training ahead of the match, and then during Mikel's press conference, he said that he had some groin issue, and he's just had an operation done, and he's going to be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, dude, January, it's looking like something's going to happen in the middle, man.
I would not be surprised. So we got Africa Cup, right? Who knows? Tommy's obviously going to be fit for that. Thomas Partey, he's going to be fit for that. We know that. So he'll be gone. Vieira's going to be hurt for a while. Yeah, why not? Let's get somebody new, if needed.
If needed, do you think it's needed?
Ooh. I guess. What do we need more? An attacker or a midfielder? I would actually say a midfielder. That's my choice. As cover, I think a midfielder would be more needed.
Yeah, it's really hard. I think if it wasn't a January window, I would say attacker. I think it's so hard to get the type of attacker that we want to get for this like next level. So I hear you, and I also think we might just be fine. Dude.
Yeah.
Anything else about the game or anything you want to chat about there?
2 goal line saves that need to be mentioned. The Rice one, obviously, after the Ramsdale mistake. Then the huge one by Zinchenko too, man. I'd like to give Zinchenko credit. He always gets beat up for not being a defensive player. That ball he saved off the line from Neil Mopé, the rat himself.
Do you think it was going in?
Oh yeah.
You don't think Ramsdale would have saved it?
No. Oh no. I think it was going in. I think that's a goal. So just 2 moments. I know we obviously had a tough time creating things because they got their low block, but they obviously had 2 really great chances as well. To be able to have 2 people on the line save them, I think shows a lot about your mentality. So just a little highlight, but hey, shout out.
Yeah, but the thing about both those chances, they were very Arsenal fashion chances that were just given to the other team, dude. So I struggle with it a little bit. I will say it looked like Brentford had a very clear game plan for Ramsdale. The way they had their 2 strikers, and the way they had this box, the way they would box Ramsdale in and kind of keep him on his left side, it just felt like this is one thing that I'm going to try to pay more attention to, is to see how much better Raya is with both feet versus Ramsdale. Because it just seemed to me like they kept pushing him to the left to go to Gabby and Zinchenko's side, and he just like couldn't bring the ball on his right to play it that way. So that's something I'm paying attention to going forward.
Okay.
So moving on from that, just some like general talking points. Hey, is William Saliba a generational center back? Like, is he the best in the league at this moment?
Top. I mean, he's the man, dude. Who do you feel more comfortable with right now? Who gives you more comfort? I mean, I guess you could say Van Dijk, but he's had moments, right? He's had moments where you're like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe he's getting a little older. Young. This dude Saliba is young. I guess you could say maybe Ruben Diaz as well. You could throw him in the mix, but if it's like a fantasy team, right? Let's do the old fantasy draft. First center back, who you picking? Saliba, youngest one out there, who's at a top level. I think he has the potential, man. I think he's getting some game time now with France. Hopefully, he can shine over there too.
Yeah, and we'll see. Hopefully, we can make a deep run in the Champions League. I'd love to see him play against some of Europe's best, dude. I would love to see him play against some of Europe's best. To see
man.
To just see it, man. Like, and I gotta say, dude, Big Gabby also, he's been playing very well. I feel very good about our team defensively. I think you have a couple of stats here saying that Arsenal are number 1 in goals against, 0.77. They've conceded 10 goals in 13 Premier League games. So It's very impressive, dude. I feel very good. I think this is title winning stuff, man, that we're seeing from our defense.
I agree. How many times we say that's where the wheels fell off last season was our defense. You know, Saliba went out, didn't have Tommy Asu as cover. He was hurt. Our defense just kind of fell off towards the end. Our most comfortable spot right now is our defense. We have cover. We have those two dudes at center back, hold no prisoners, winning balls, chasing folks down, and also great at playing the ball out of the back, both of them. Our defense is levels.
Defense is levels, dude. But there's also the question to be asked about our attack. And, like, where does the issue lay is a question you have here. Like, will it improve? For me, I'm not actually too concerned about the attack. I just feel like we haven't converted the chances as much as we should. Is it as fluid as it was? No. But also, all this talk about last season, this season, like, I'm not here to compare what happened last. I'm already over last season, bro. I'm just eyes on here this season, bro. So I think it will improve. I think it will get better. And I also think, look, there's a couple of games coming up here that could be 4-0, right? So why not?
He said, my ex is an ex for a reason. She's in the past. One thing that I would question is, if this is our current output, so we're 6th in the league, number 1 in defense, though, if we can keep both of those up, if we can sustain either of those, both of them, do you think we can win the league off of that?
Yeah, I think you can win the league by winning a lot of 1-0s. Absolutely, dude. The problem for me is not scoring goals and gifting goals. This is the big part. I think if it's games that are really close and it's decided by good goals that opposition have, it's like, okay, you know, you beat us. It was a good goal. But if it's situations where these really close games are being decided by our mistakes, by our gifts, that's when I get just a little bit more frustrated. And I really think the attack, it's so unfair because, yeah, it's like they're doubling up on our best players now. So we also just have to adjust a little bit ourselves. Like, the league is now giving more respect to our wingers, dude. It just is the case. And they're still showing out. So I'm going to remain patient with these guys. They're still so young, and they themselves have to adjust. Like, pretty soon, they have to adjust. And maybe I wouldn't mind seeing Saka and Martinelli sometimes switch sides. I think it could be interesting, yeah.
You know, you see Nelly swap into the striker role quite a bit. Yeah, why not? I would like to see improvement, but you hit it. You hit the nail on the head. I think with folks focusing on our wingers, where do the goals come from? It has to come from somewhere else. Where? Jesus isn't producing right now. Eddie's not really producing right now. And you look into the center mids. Odegaard's numbers are down. Havertz, you know, just got his first goal from open play. Trossard can score. It's tough, man. It's tough to find the goals right now, as strong as our defense is. I'm all for winning 1-0 because it's a win and it's 3 points, so I'm all for it. But man, to sustain it, that's gonna be it's tough to sustain 1-0 games game after game after game, because I think that's mentally taxing. So if we can get some early goals going, I'm a strong believer in that. We get a goal early, we can just floor teams. Because once they have to come out and play us, it's over.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, look, I think a very harsh offside call on Trossard, personally. I get it, right? But if that goal goes in, like, was it 35th? Was it towards the end of the first half, right?
I think
second half could easily be 2 more goals for us. I hear you, dude. I hear you. One thing I want to just put out there is a message for people to just keep the same energy when it comes to Declan Rice and Kai Havertz, because I've seen a lot of people say Declan Rice worth every penny, right? Best money spent, pay them even more, the goal line save, and at the same time, it's like, okay, we've had 20 games this season. Only one player has featured in every single game. It's Kai Havertz, bro.
Ooh. Say his name.
It's King Kai, bro. Here's something else for you, dude. The assist for Martinelli to beat Manchester City, King Kai.
That was right. That's right.
Game winner against Brentford, King Kai. Saka getting abused against Newcastle? Who reminds everyone I'm here? 6'4", built like a rock, dude. I mean, keep the same energy, bro. I'm feeling like money well spent, dude. Relax, guys.
Damn, you came with receipts tonight, man. You ready for the smoke? I'm cool with that. I think we bought him. The idea is that he's a striker at this other club. He's dropped into our midfield. So he's going to be an attacking player, right? He's going to be grabbing us goals. He hasn't been, but as we talked about, I think he's been very, very solid for us. His work rate's great. Obviously, his attitude is there. So it's more to come. 20 games in, that's it. You've heard it's tough to learn the Arteta system. It's not just a given. So, hey, I think it's only up from here. Only up.
Yeah, dude. One question I have actually coming out of the Brentford game for you is, hey, would any other team in the league receive a warning for time wasting 15 minutes into the game when they're taking a corner?
Yo, I was sick when that happened. I was laughing. Dude called over Odegaard like, "Come on, man! I'm about to give you guys a yellow." Like, it's 0-0. You think we're trying to get a draw? We're trying to get a draw.
It's 15 minutes into the game, dude.
Yeah. I was surprised by that, but hey, this is Arsenal.
I'll tell you what, though, it was cool. It was a new-ish referee, and I was okay with his performance. I thought he did good overall. I was just shocked that we received that warning. I did feel like the corners were taking a little long, but I don't know, man. Is it enough to give a team a warning for time wasting? I don't think so.
Silly. And go to a place like St. James Park, and the crowd's all crazy, they're all rowdy, and as soon as it hits 10 seconds, whatever, they're screaming. I mean, Brentford their fans weren't even like that. Like, they were kind of moaning a little bit, but they weren't, like, gassed up about it. So that's why I thought it was kind of funny. The Arsenal way, whatever. We'll take our win, get out of there.
We'll take it, dude. I do have something cool to share with you. Obviously, Mikel Arteta it was his 200th game against Brentford. And here's how he ranks, dude. He has the most wins in the first 200 games in charge of Arsenal than Arsene Wenger and George Graham. He has 116 wins. Arsene had 111. George Graham had 106. So, what a manager, dude. What a transformation. And I mention this because there's been some talking point recently that came out. I think it was Tony Adams, of all people, saying that could Arsenal have won the league last season if they had Unai in charge?
Disgusting.
Come on, Tony. What are you talking about?
Dude, come on. Like, and I'm not here to disparage Unai. Like, I actually really like what he's done with Villa. Like, I think that's very cool. I back him. I back Unai. But Arteta took this team with, do you remember? These were dire days, bro. We're talking Ozil. We're talking Guendouzi. Like, that's a long time ago, but that's the squad he inherited, right? Like, it was bad. Aubameyang, obviously, we know what happened there. That squad that he picked up, not, in the Europa League, we didn't even qualify for Europa. We only got into Europa League because we won the FA Cup, right? Like, which Mikel won for us. That run to get to the FA Cup where we had to beat City and then beat Chelsea, huge. Playing 5 in the back. David Luiz. Like, come on. This dude transformed our team. It's been 3-4 years, completely transformed us. this year, no, we're not. Oh, can we get into the Champions League? No, like we're trying to win the league this year. That's the expectation. Could you imagine that 3 years ago that we'd be trying to win the league? Hell no. Back this man.
Yes, bro. Say it. Say it louder for those in the back, dude. And I mean, so I've been reflecting on it a little bit. I thought maybe, look, Unai, I'm with you. I'm glad. I'm happy for him and his career. And I watched actually part of that Villa Spurs game, and it was very much Unai.
Yes, dude. That was a fun game. That was actually really fun.
I like basketball too, bro. It's super fun.
Yeah. And it ended perfectly for Spurs.
So, but I'll tell you what, I wondered if Unai, at the time that he came in, just given his background, was it just good to have a person like him to do a quick player assessment, kind of, and just be like, okay, well, like, keep, this youngster has, like, a lot of, because he gave a lot of youngsters their debuts, too. Like, he brought up Saka, he brought up Martinelli, he did bring up Guendouzi, so was it just a player assessment situation with him, and we'll see, man. I'm really happy with the manager, and yeah, I'm with you, dude. And I don't think Unai would be able to stand up to the media the same way that Mikel has, talking for the club and fighting for the club. This is just a fact. Yeah.
No, Arteta's an Arsenal man. Like, he played for the club. He understands it. Like, he's just an Arsenal man. Obviously, no ill will towards Unai. I wish the best for him, but we're in a better situation now. So, we move.
We move, dude. We move. Busy month ahead. December. It looks like there's 7 Premier League games this month. We start out with Wolves away on Saturday. How do you feel going into the Wolves game?
Good. You see there's two of the Wolves center mids out on Saturday. I think it was yellow accumulation. So I feel good about it. I think Wolves could be a tough game. I mean, you know, any of these games away can be tough. Any game away is tough, in my opinion, when you're playing a solid team. But I think we get the win. Absolutely. 4-0? No. But I feel good about it. How about you?
Yeah, I feel good too. It'll be a tough game a little bit, just because you don't really know what to expect. Now that it's always harder when there's sometimes I prefer having the player that consistently plays for the other team to just be in the squad. It's just easier to prepare for it. So you just don't know who's gonna have a breakout game against Arsenal, man. In these debut games against Arsenal, they be like that. But I feel good. They don't even have Neto, I don't think, out wide. So he's one of their big danger men. So I feel good about the game. It's away, so I'll be conservative and say 3-0. But the rest of the month looks relatively in the kind of the same vein, right? I think Luton after Wolves home, Villa away, tough game. Brighton home, Brighton tough game. Liverpool, West Ham, and Fulham. So 2 London derbies to end it.
That's that run of 4 is tough, and I'm not including Fulham in that. So away at Villa, home versus Brighton, away versus Liverpool, and home versus West Ham. I think those 4 are going to be the tough ones. Away at Fulham, I feel better about that one because of the 2-2 draw earlier in the season. I hope we're just revving to go. But that run of 4 is tough. What do you think? Point total out of those 4: Villa, Brighton, Liverpool, West Ham.
Yeah, I'm with you. Villa away will be tough for sure.
Yes.
They're just based on form, based on their record at home. It'll be really fun. Also, Mikel versus Unai. I'm sure they'll be up for it. I'm sure we'll be up for it. That one, I think we might just sneak a win a little bit. That one could be a 1-0. The rest, Brighton, I see Brighton as a shootout, to be honest with you. I hope it's not. I hope we, assert ourselves. But it is what it is. Liverpool.
That was a tough games last season against Brighton, man. I think they outplayed us last year, both games.
Dude, they're good, man. They are good. Liverpool away is When is that game? Let me see. Because if that's on Boxing, that's not Boxing Day.
No.
Oh, 2 days before Christmas is Liverpool.
Oh, wow. That's spicy.
So that'll be a really good game. Liverpool right now, they're riding pretty hot, dude. They had the 1-1 against City. Good game. But I think we're better.
Talk that. Of those 4 games, man, 2 wins for sure. Am I 2 for sure? We have to win 2 for sure. I'm saying it's like Brighton and West Ham for sure. If we can sneak the Villa one, and I'll take a result, whatever the result is against even a loss. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose one of those games. Is what I'm saying. Of those 4, I would not be surprised if we can sneak 2 wins, 3 wins and a draw. That would be prime. That is a tough run of games. Plus, we got PSV in the middle of that as well. So if we can wrap up the group ASAP tomorrow, then we don't have to worry about that PSV game. That would be nice. Because that's away as well.
Oof. Yeah. Actually, dude, looking at the 4, I'm most worried about West Ham.
Ooh. At home, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know what my score prediction will be. But, yeah. That's the one that I'm the most worried about. Declan Rice at his new home. They smacked us up in the FA Cup game.
They
or
did. Oh, my
game,
goodness.
sorry.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
So, I'm a little worried about them the most, I think. The other ones, I think, will just be fun games. They're, like, easier to predict. The West Ham game, you don't know what you're going to get sometimes, I feel like. They're those hammers, man. They come swinging. I do have one more cool stat to share, and it actually has to do with our away form. Arsenal have had the most Premier League clean sheets away from home since the start of last season, and that number is 14.
Damn.
The next closest,
that's solid,
is Manchester United with 9.
Damn.
Yeah. And
that's
then,
impressive.
And then it's Manchester City with 8. So that's Arteta ball for you, bro.
Yeah, for real, man. Learning how to play away games, that's actually clutch. That's a good stat. That's like head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's very cool. And I guess that's a big testament to the defense that we built and the manager's mentality. Yeah. So very, very cool. Anything else you want to chat about tonight?
Before we wrap up, one question. Thanksgiving. What's your favorite part, man? Was this your first true Thanksgiving?
No. I've had turkey before, and
oh, okay.
It's good. It's definitely not my favorite dish at Thanksgiving.
Oh no, it's definitely not.
It's like the only holiday where like the centerpiece of the table is like not the main thing that I'm.
It's all about the fixings. It's all about the fixings.
So yeah.
So which one?
The Thanksgiving I spent with family, and they had a really good stuffing, dude, and that was my favorite coming out of it. Yeah.
Ooh. Didn't know you were a stuffing guy. I'm a sweet potato man myself. We made some. When I'm with my parents, we do sweet potatoes and put the marshmallows on top. You know, good. But this year, Natalie, she makes candied yams. Ooh, good. Put some pecans on top. Banging. And then I had some pecan pie. Put some Cool Whip on it. Send me to sleep.
Yeah, the pie was also good. We also had pecan pie. It was very good. Dude, yes.
All right, that's all I was wondering.
So hey, tell us your favorite Thanksgiving food in the comments. But hey, with that, we're gonna thank you for spending time with us as always. And hey, if you like the podcast, please rate and leave a review. Also, share it on social. It's the best way for others to find out about us. Happy to be back, dude.
Yes, sir. It's good to be back.
See you on the next one.
Be easy.